Maggie Hullbrook lost her job for fixing a soldier's son's bike. A single mom fired for kindness. That night, she sat with unpaid bills, heart heavy. But at dawn, sleek cars lined her street. Strangers, moved by her story, brought hope, a chance to change her life forever. Wheels of hope keep turning. Welcome to Thankful Tales. Together we make their courage live beyond memory. In Willow Creek, Ohio. 20 on 25, the streets are lined with towering oaks, their leaves whispering secrets. But the songbirds are drowned out by the rumble of logging trucks. Maggie Hullbrook, 48, lives in a worn-out two-bedroom apartment. The ceiling leaks when it rains, leaving brown stains on the walls. Her hair's streaked with early silver, her hands rough from grease. Yet her eyes light up when they land on Emily, her 7-year-old daughter, whose smile mirrors her father's. 3 years ago, David, Maggie's husband, collapsed from a heart attack at the local lumber mill. His death left a mountain of medical debt, a little girl needing her mom, and memories that cut like glass. The life insurance barely covered the funeral. Maggie had to move from their small rented house to an older part of town, where dampness clings to the air and dripping water echoes. Once a hobby she shared with David, fixing bikes became her lifeline. At Oakwood Cycles, she works under Harold Grayson, 62, a man with a flushed face and a blunt voice. This is business, not charity. He snaps whenever she asks for an advance. His words hang in the humid shop, mingling with the scent of oil and rubber. Maggie arrives early, stays late, never complains. She's paid $2 less an hour than the men, though her skills outshine theirs. She's mastered frugality. A big pot of soup stretches for 3 dinners. She hand-stitches Emily's clothes and takes on weekend repairs. In the kitchen, a coffee can labeled Emily's College Fund holds exactly $347.23. It's not much, but it's a start. Every penny is a promise to her daughter, even if Maggie sometimes doubts she can keep it. This story matters. It's the reality for millions of American single mothers. Veterans, the overlooked fighting to survive. Maggie's quiet kindness is threatened by a cold system that undervalues people. For those over 50, this tale echoes courage, camaraderie, and the respect they hold dear. One sweltering summer day, the sun scorches the pavement. Tyler Carter, 10, appears at the shop. He's scrawny, eyes red, dragging a battered Schwinn Stingray. The front wheel's warped, the frame twisted. "Can you fix it?" he asks, voice trembling. Maggie kneels, her fingers tracing the frame, etched with Tyler's name and his dad's military insignia. His father, a veteran serving in Iraq, spent a month finding that bike. "It's all I've got of him till he comes home," Tyler says, tears falling. Maggie glances through the shop window. Harold's on the phone, back turned. Fixing the bike means expensive parts Harold won't cover. She thinks of the unpaid electric bill, the rent due, the new shoes Emily needs. But Tyler's eyes remind her of Emily, growing up without a dad. "Bring it to the back at 6, she says, ruffling his hair. "Don't worry about the cost. Maggie's not just fixing a bike. She's mending a boy's heart, honoring a father's love. In a world that often looks away, she chooses to see. Her hands, stained with grease, carry hope for Tyler, for Emily, for herself. Because in Willow Creek, where trucks rumble and dreams flicker, Maggie Hullbrook keeps going. One bike, one promise, one day at a time. The night settles over Oakwood Cycles, quiet except for the faint buzz of fluorescent lights. Maggie locks the front door, her hand steady but her heart uneasy. She opens the back, letting Tyler slip in. His Schwinn Stingray sits on the repair table, its warped wheel and twisted frame daring her to try. Grease-stained hands move with purpose. Though worry gnaws at her. $85 meant for groceries went to parts. Rent's due soon. The familiar scent of oil and rubber wraps around her. But each turn of the wrench reminds her this could cost her job. For 3 evenings, Maggie works under the dim shop light. She presses the frame straight with a hydraulic press, careful not to chip the paint. A new, pricey front wheel spins smoothly, like a promise kept. The handlebar, etched with Tyler's name and his dad's military insignia, demands precision. With a tiny chisel, she recarves each letter, sweat beading on her brow. The chain guard, bearing an army star, gets a fresh coat of matching paint. Every brushstroke feels like a quiet tribute. It's gotta be perfect for Tyler, she murmurs, picturing his smile. By Friday, the bike gleams under the lights. Maggie's smile is brief, relief fleeting. At 6, Tyler knocks. His eyes light up when he sees the bike. "Miss Hullbrook." It's better than before, he cries, hands tracing the frame. She ruffles his hair. "Ride it well, kid." But the moment shatters. The front door swings open. Harold Grayson storms in, face red, voice like thunder. "What the hell's going on?" Maggie's heart pounds. "Mr. Grayson." She starts. He cuts her off. "You're using my shop, my tools, my time for free work, I told you. No charity, I paid for the parts myself. I worked after hours," Maggie says, voice shaking. "The boy's dad is serving in Iraq. This bike's special to him." "Don't care," Harold snaps. "Security cameras caught you working through lunch breaks. That's my time. You're done." "Maggie, pack up and get out." The floor seems to drop. "I need this job. I've got a daughter to raise." "Not my problem," Harold says, cold as stone. Should have thought before playing hero. Tyler's eyes dart between them, confused. Maggie nods gently. "Take the bike home." "Tyler." He pushes it out, whispering, "Thank you." Her hands tremble as she packs her toolbox, metal clinking like her racing pulse. A small crowd gathers near the counter, drawn by the shouting. Among them, a tall man, about 50, in a faded denim shirt, watches silently. As Harold stalks to his office, the man steps forward. "You did good work," he says, voice low and warm. "Name's Jackson Whitfield, owner of Whitfield Manufacturing in Cooperville. If you need a job, call me." He hands her a business card, his eyes kind. Maggie takes it, her mind spinning. "Thank you," she whispers, but the weight remains. She leaves the shop, toolbox heavy in her grip, and steps into the dark. The night sky offers no answers. How will she pay rent? Buy Emily's shoes? Tell her daughter she's jobless? Yet in her pocket, Whitfield's card feels like a faint spark. It's not much, but it's something. A chance. And for now, that's enough to keep Maggie Hullbrook moving forward. One uncertain step at a time, Maggie sits at the kitchen table, the dim light casting shadows on a pile of unpaid bills. The coffee can labeled Emily's college fund stares back, a silent reminder of promises unfulfilled. In the corner, the TV hums with local news. The anchor's voice cuts through. A Willow Creek bike mechanic was fired today for fixing a soldier's son's bike for free. A video of the incident has gone viral. Maggie's heart skips. On the screen, Harold's face is red, his voice a roar as she calmly explains Tyler's bike, a gift from his dad. The clip ends with Harold's cold words. "Not my problem," and Tyler pushing the bike out, whispering thanks. Shared thousands of times, the anchor says, with many praising the mechanic's kindness and slamming the shop owner's response. Maggie shuts off the TV, her face burning with embarrassment. She didn't want attention, just to help Tyler hold on to his dad's memory. Yet, deep down, a flicker of pride sparks her small act touched someone. She thinks of Emily, asleep in her room, and dreads explaining the lost job. At 5:47 a.m., the phone rings. Clara, the 72-year-old neighbor. Sounds shaky. "Maggie, there's a dozen fancy cars outside. They're asking for you, talking about millionaires." Maggie throws on jeans and a t-shirt, ties her hair back, and peeks out. A line of sleek sedans and high-end trucks forms a half-circle in front of her building, like an impromptu parade. She steps outside, breath fogging in the chill. Jackson Whitfield, in his faded denim shirt, smiles. "Miss Hullbrook, hope we're not too early." "Mr. Whitfield, what's this?" Maggie asks, voice tinged with shock. "These are my friends," he says, gesturing to a group in sharp suits, chatting quietly. "We're part of Pay It Forward, folks who've been helped with no strings attached. Now we do the same." A woman, about 60, steps up. "Eleanor Tmont Orchards, 40 years ago. A mechanic fixed my truck for free when I was broke. It saved my first harvest. When Jackson showed us your video last night, we had to come, one by one." They introduce themselves, business owners, entrepreneurs, executives from across Ohio. Each shares a story of kindness that changed their life. Maggie's eyes well up. "I'm grateful, But I don't take handouts, she says. Good. A tall man, a trucking company owner, replies, We're not giving handouts. We're investing in you. Investing? Maggie echoes, confused. Whitfield nods, handing her an envelope. You're not just good at fixing bikes. You're exceptional. Your repair success rate at Oakwood was 17% above industry average. Customers asked for you by name. Maggie's stunned. Harold never mentioned that. First, a gift. No strings. To cover expenses, Whitfield says. Maggie opens the envelope, revealing a bank check with a staggering amount. I can't take this, she whispers. You already have, Eleanor says, smiling. Think of it as back pay for 3 years of underpayment. And the second part, Maggie asks. Whitfield points to a folder. We want to fund a community bike shop in Willow Creek. Quality repairs, teaching kids skills, never turning away a child whose family can't pay. You'd be the owner and lead mechanic. Maggie chokes up. Why do this? You don't know me. We know what matters, Whitfield says. That video showed a town that needs you more than they realize. Maggie looks at the faces around her, each a testament to kindness, for the first time since David's death. The weight on her shoulders eases. A new path glimmers ahead, not just for her, but for Emily, Tyler, and Willow Creek. The grand opening of Wheels of Hope transforms Willow Creek's main street into a vibrant scene. Children's laughter blends with the clink of metal from the repair shop. Maggie Hullbrook, 49, stands in the heart of her store, silver-streaked hair glinting under the lights. The scent of grease and rubber, once tied to grief, now pulses with promise. This isn't just a bike shop. Kids, eyes sparkling, learn to change tires in vocational classes. Adults mechanics, veterans swap stories over bikes. A special corner displays refurbished cycles, free or low cost for struggling families, with gleaming military insignias for veterans' kids. Tyler Carter, now 11, walks in, towing his dad, James Carter. Fresh from Iraq, Miss Hullbrook, Tyler shouts, rushing to hug her, his smile bright as sunlight. Maggie kneels, wrapping him tight. Hey, Tyler, and Mr. Carter. It's an honor to meet you, James. Tall with a warm smile, grips her hand. I can't thank you enough. That bike meant the world to Tyler, and now this place. He scans the shop, eyes shining with pride. You've built something incredible. Maggie swallows hard, her heart full. I just wanted to help, and look what it's become. Emily, 8, darts over, tugging Tyler's hand. Mom, can I show Tyler my new bike? Go for it. Sweetheart, Maggie says, smiling as the kids race off, their laughter echoing. James nods. You didn't just build a shop. Maggie, you built a community. She blinks back tears. That was the dream. Thanks to folks like you, and pay it forward. Just then, Jackson Whitfield steps in, holding a large envelope. Maggie, this is for you, he says, handing it over. She opens it, finding a certificate and keys. What's this? She asks, pulse quickening. Deed to the building, Whitfield explains. The shop's yours. No more rent. A gift from those who believe in you. Maggie's stunned, tears streaming. She hugs Whitfield, voice trembling. I don't know what to say. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Clara, the 72-year-old neighbor, stands nearby, quietly wiping her eyes. I knew you'd do it, Maggie, she whispers, like the town's emotional anchor. As the day winds down, Maggie steps outside, gazing at the Wheels of Hope sign. Below it, in small letters, where kindness rolls forward. The wheel motif from Tyler's Schwinn to this shop spins like hope itself. She thinks of David, picturing him beside her, arm around her shoulder. You did good. Maggie, his voice seems to whisper, soft as a breeze. She takes a deep breath, smiling. This is just the beginning. More bikes to fix, more lives to touch, more kindness to spread. Maggie's ready, her heart brimming. And you, yes. You listening? What's your story of quiet courage? Maybe it's a small act, like helping a neighbor, or a big leap, like chasing a dream against the odds. These moments matter. They ripple, just like Maggie's kindness turned a single bike into a community hub. Share your story in the comments. Let's inspire each other. Hit that like button, subscribe, and join us in building a world where kindness gets noticed. Together, we can keep the wheels of hope turning. One story, one act, one heart at a time.